As human beings, I think that one of our biggest mistakes is that we live our lives as if we have all the time in the world. We really do. The reality of it is that we don't. Yet, despite the fact that we're told that nothing lasts forever and everyone has to die sometime, we live our pathetic and quite frankly ignorant lives thinking that we have all this time in the world. But we really don't. February 21st, 2011. I remember this day very well because I was going to do this video on this man, and I really wanted to show him my appreciation for everything and anything that he has done for me. And he's done a lot. But I decided not to do it. I decided, you know what? I'm going to put it to the side. I'm going to do something else. I can't even tell you what I was going to do or what I was doing. But you know what? I just put it to the side. That man died. You know when? February 21st, rather, 2011. The same day, February 21st, 2011, I was going to do the video. It's the same day, February 21st, 2011, that he died. You know? And it is possible that my video could have been the last thing that he was able to see. Highly unlikely, of course, but at the same time, you never know. The man I'm talking about, for those who don't know, is Dwayne McDuffie. Now, Dwayne McDuffie did a lot of things, and he did two big things that really impact my life. The one thing he did was start his own comic label called, I believe it's called Milestone Comics, right? He created a couple of comic book characters, Icon and Hardware, but his best character and his most iconic character, ironically enough, is in fact Static from Static Shock. Now, of course, that character now lives on in DC, but he was the one who created that character. Now, not only that, but he is actually one of the ones responsible for maybe the third or fourth coming of the comic book animation blocks. Now, what I like to call them, and I'll get into this in a different video, but I'll just go over really fast, is that since the 1960s, basically what happened is that there will be a certain time frame when you have a whole bunch of comic book series coming out in animation formats. The first time it was Spider-Man, Superman, Hulk, Iron Man, Fantastic Four, and that was the first one. Then the second time it came around was when the Super Friends came out. So you had Super Friends, Batman and Robin, Wonder Woman, a whole bunch of different characters. Then the third time around was when Iron Man made his return, Fantastic Four made their return, the Ruby and Spears version of Superman came out, and then you have the fourth era, I like to call it, is when you got, the Justice League and Superman and Teen Titans and things of that nature. Still continues to this day with Young Justice. But let me go ahead and tell you some of the things that he actually written for. He written in 2000 to 2004. Let me just hit this one at the beginning here. He actually wrote for his own, I repeat this, his own character, which was Static Shock. He was actually able to go ahead and take his own character, bring him to the television as a series for 4 years. And let me explain this to you. This is not done on a regular basis. Sure, there are people who've actually been able to do it, but a lot of times they are forced to go ahead and give up the creative rights just to go ahead and have this done. Or they don't even have it at all. Batman is one prime example. Bob Kane has no control over the Batman movies, from the original Batman movies, when one where he couldn't get rid of a bomb, and to the ones that was done with Michael Keaton in them, to the one where Batman had rubber nipples. He had no control over Batman. What was it? Begins. He had no control over that. Same thing with the creative Superman. He has no control of Superman Returns or the Superman original movie and things of that nature. Stan Lee doesn't even have control over Spider-Man, or any other character that he created. He gets a cameo, sure, but creative control, nah, not him. Nonetheless, this guy was able to actually hold on to creative control on his own intellectual properties. That's big. That's huge. That's not even heard of. some other shows that he's actually worked on. What's New Scooby Doo, which was a new take on the Scooby Doo series that was in 2002. There was also Teen Titans, which was in 2004. There was Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, which was in 2002 and 2006. In fact, not only that, but he actually was nominated for, I think, a Writers Guild of America Award in animation, I think it was, for the episode Star-Crossed, or the three-part episode Star-Crossed, which was a great episode, by the way. He also did Ben 10 Alien Force and Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, which, if you guys go ahead and hear, this is a good example of how his style really is. I want you guys to go ahead and compare the original Ben 10 to Ben 10 Alien Force, and let me know, can you distinctively tell a huge difference between the two? You also have something else he written for Justice League Crisis on the Two Earths, which he did, which was really good. All Star Superman he also wrote for, and last and not least, but I guess it really is last, is that he written for Justice League Doom. He actually wrote that prior to him dying. He wrote that right before he died. This particular animation, Justice League Doom, is actually available right now on Xbox Live Arcade. It's also available for on PlayStation Network. If you want to go ahead and purchase the DVD, the DVD or the Blu-ray. I'm purchasing the Blu-ray, personally speaking. You can actually look at the bottom of the screen there and go ahead and purchase the Blu-ray. As I understand it, the purchase of the Blu-ray is actually going towards his family. He's actually survived by his I believe his wife and his mother. So I do believe that all the well, not all of it, but most of the proceeds that's coming from that is actually going to them. So by all means, guys, go ahead, purchase it. Like I said, follow the link at the bottom. Make sure you go ahead and get that. I've actually already seen it. I'll do my review on it tomorrow, but it was actually really good. It's worth buying. So I mean, it's great to see that his final performance was actually one that was very good. You know, and sadly, we're not going to be able to see things from him ever again. That being said, the writers from Young Justice are actually looking quite good right now. Maybe someone to keep an eye on, but as of right now, you know, that was definitely something that I wish I could have made that video. I really could have wish I made that video. I can still remember the day that my aunt Tanya and my cousin Kareem, I came home and they were showing me these comic books they got, and they were actually created by this black comic book writer, and it's like that at the time that was unheard of, you know. But this black comic writer created his own comic book label and everything. So I kind of expected it to be like, you know, just not really comic books, but just paper, and it was like, stapled together, whatever. No, it was actually a full-fledged comic book, and it was actually really good. You know, it was really, really good. I remember that very well. And I sat there and I read each and every one of them back for it. I read it so many times, and it's funny because I can remember panels um today. This day right now I can still remember panels from there, and it was so long ago. I remember um Virgil was talking to Frida, and she was like, "Guess what? Guess who I saw?" And he was like, "Who?" Of course, Virgil was static rather, but he was playing as if he didn't know, and he was like, she's like, "Guess who I saw? You won't believe who I saw at the mall." He's like, "Who?" And she goes, "Static Shock." No, rather Static, and he goes, "Get out of town." It's kind of playing with her, because she didn't know. But I mean, it was a great. I know I said it, told the story kind of off way, but it was a great, great, great story. And that in itself was like, you can tell that he had a sense of humor. And what was really cool is that all the characters and the style that was Virgil was able to be carried over to the at least for the most part, to the animation. And I don't know what else to tell you. He did a great job. So I guess all I can really say is thank you. You know, without you, I might have not had the imagination I currently have right now. Without you, um, I would not have been able to do comic books when I was younger, you know. I would not have taken up drawing. I would not have taken up anything for the most part, you know, because it wasn't until I was able to, you know, experience some of your books that I was able to go ahead and really have a desire to enjoy comic book writing or, you know, anything like that, you know. Granted, I've never done it as a profession, but, you know, nonetheless, you know, writing comic books is a big part of my childhood, and so are reading them. And I got to say that you have done some fantastic work, my friend. You guys have a good night. Zeph out.